Welcome to McBoss Capital channel. We're going to start looking at the recent action, and we as we follow IBD, their trend is is still in confirmed uptrend. It's been like that since May 10th, and looking at accumulation distribution, you can see starting last Friday, there's many stocks being accumulated versus distributed. So you can see like 500, 400, 700, 600, 500. So that's quite significant, and you can see very little distribution. And same with industry groups. There's way more industry groups being accumulated, which is, at the 100 level, that's probably pretty broad. At the sector level, we have technology. So the technology has kind of, it's still being accumulated in some ways, just not, it's okay. At least it's not being distributed yet. And this is the net amount, so net accumulation minus distribution. And we see retail has picked up. Industrials have picked up significantly, and financial also been picked up, also quite substantially. In general, like all sectors are under accumulation right now. You can see they're all green. So so it looks really good. I think the biggest question in everyone's head right now is, are we due for a pullback? And possible, because we'll look at index in just a quick second here, but it may be possible. But if I go back, this is like I said, anything around 500 is pretty strong accumulation. If I go back, I just want to see when's the last time we had something similar. So early February was 600, 800. You can see here in January 9th, week of, like at the beginning of the year, you see we hit 500 here. And then so that was, I think that was the last time. So at the beginning of the year, we hit 500, and then we have a quick 2 days pullback here, and then it continued here for another couple weeks. So basically until like early February. So that was the last time that we see this much accumulation. So right now, again, we are in the basically 6 days into this powerful accumulation. We'll have to see like what's going to happen whether this is getting close. Let's jump to index right away, because I think it'll show a better picture. So let's go to the Nasdaq. So you can see many weeks up in a row on the weekly chart. That also, like, starting to look a little bit. Oops, I don't know why it did that. Starting to look a little bit like definitely extended, and also like it's getting pretty obvious, right? Even in January, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, right? So that was January, and here now we are, if we don't count like this blue wicks here at the bottom, because they haven't breakout yet, but if we don't count that, then we are exactly 4 weeks. So kind of like right here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll talk a little bit more about tech stocks, but let's just look at QQQ for a second. I want to see if it makes any difference. So here we have a slight red wick on the QQQ. Also we have a reversal on Friday, right? So that's also negative, right? So we have a so we have this top here on, I think, Monday. I can't remember. Let me see. 5th. So that's Monday, and then Wednesday, you see it come close to it, and it also reverse. And Friday, it come close to it, like the high, and again it reverse. So that's 3 times now it has reversed. Okay, so that is not like, I don't like that action at all. Yeah, so that's that. And I think I see like some similarities in some tech stocks where they're just losing power to go higher. So whether they'll fall apart, I don't know, or whether they'll go sideways, I don't know. But it's not. It's starting to lose some steam. Is what I'm trying to say. S&P, it looks less extended. It's obviously extended, but not as much, right? So depending how you draw the flat base here, we are probably like just 2 weeks into it. And then if we look at Dow, you see Dow hasn't even broke out yet. It's still under the trend line. So Dow can have more room to run. Yeah, this is an interesting line. I think if it breaks out this, we might see more industrials, taking hold. So you can see right here, like, yeah, it's pretty strong trend line. If it breaks this, I think industrial will go much higher. And that's the laggard, right? So it's coming back. And then another laggard is Russell. So we look at Russell, same thing here. This has been a laggard, so it pretty much broke out right here. You can see 1, 2, 3 powerful days, and look at the 2 days that fall back. It's very small. Like it didn't. 2 days falling back didn't even break below the 1 day going up, right? So that's pretty good sign. And again, if you look at this chart, it's only like really the first week of the coming out of the base. So yeah, like Dow and industrial, I think probably have more room to run, and higher chance to run as well. Whereas tech is starting to look weak. That's for sure. Any questions about the index before we move on?
No, sounds good.
Okay, we're gonna jump right into the stocks because I feel like let's look at Nvidia. Let's look at the big caps first, because I think if we're gonna see evidence of topping, we will see in the big caps first. And so you see my trend line right here, Nvidia. So you can see that's a clear downtrend now, and over, I don't know, 6-7 sessions. Whether this will get a lot weaker, I don't know. Obviously, it found support at the 10-day here, but doesn't really mean much, yeah. So but I guess my point is, we're gonna see a common theme that most tech stocks are in the downtrend now. Whether this is a slight pullback and then continue to bounce, I really don't know. It's possible, obviously, and this week is Fed week, right? So yeah, I think there's a possibility that it will bounce if the Fed don't raise rates, right? So I think that's probably going to be so this chart here, I'll just quickly spoke about it. Like this Bespoke is the Twitter guy. He confirmed that now, because S&P is 20% from the low, it's officially our bear market. So and then he also like talk about how many days, for example, starting in January 3rd and in October 12th, right? The bear market basically is 282 days, which is the average. You can see based on history is 286, so pretty close. And then right now we are 233 days since October 12th. In the bull cycle, right? So and now let's see, it's now confirmed up 20%, and so let me see. Yeah, so that's like I think we need to take this into strong consideration, right? And so like Tom Lee was on CNBC on Friday, but I wasn't really quite listening. But I think I need to go back and listen more clearly. But before Friday, I think he was also I don't remember which day he was on as well, but he was saying that there's so many bears still, and if we are in a bull market, the bears will have to eventually either buy more stocks or they have to get out of their shorts, right? So so basically that's like, he thinks that, you know, that's why he's very bullish to end of the year. Like, again, I don't know if there's a pullback coming, but he's looking to the end of the year. He's very bullish. He thinks S&P will go up another 10%, which is quite significant. So yeah, so that's the, you know, that's the brief of what he said, I think. And yeah, so what I was going to look at was the Fed meeting. So I think right now they're not raising rates based on the market. So 70% chance staying at 5. So that's, you know, if this is true, and remember, we haven't stopped raising rates, right, for a long time. So if this happened, it might start, like, okay, this is my thinking. I think this is kind of already been foreshadowed in the recent market action in the last, you know, month, especially since the tech stocks have rallied. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a reversal on this day. Like, it might, like I said, the news come out, they you know, they might say, hey, you know, we're not gonna raise rates, and market might initially rally because, hey, this is the first time it has stopped, right? But I wouldn't be surprised that this is already baked in and people will take this opportunity to sell, right? So just be one, like, kind of take cautious of that. But if they do raise rates, I don't know. Canada and Australia recently raised rates, so is this a bad thing? Is this a good thing? I don't know. Like, you know, it's hard to see the what's down the future. But I think even if they raise rates, I think, for me, I actually feel more bullish because, like, I think if they raise one more time, then I know for sure this is it. You know, it's kind of like, hey, let's just do it one more time, and this is it, right? But anyhow, that's just my thinking. I'm not sure. But let's look forward July. So see here, the market. I don't know why the market think they will raise in July instead, and because maybe what the Fed said last time, right? They say, hey, we're gonna skip one time and then we'll see based on data, and then maybe raise again. But right now, the market has been consistently pricing in a raise in July. That's why I rather them raise this time, and then they may say, hey, we're gonna stop for a while and see, instead of saying just skip one, right? Like, that's what they said last time. They'll skip one and then see. Well, why do that? Like, just do one more time and then stop for forever, you know, stop for a long time. So this is something I don't like to see. So it'll be very interesting. And September stays the same. November. Okay, November, might come down. That's when they predict the first decrease in rate. So in November. So that hasn't changed. Yeah, so that hasn't changed. So November. Okay, so yeah, it's going to come down to this week. And did Friday the job numbers came out? I can't remember. Yeah, let me just jump to investors.com. Yeah, no, I don't think the job numbers came out yet. Maybe it did a week ago. I forgot now. So like, I think the other thing that's going to come out is this week is the CPI data, and yeah, so PPI is on Wednesday, CPI is on Tuesday. So yeah, CPI. So this is right before the Fed decision. So this will be crucial. I think this will probably be help them determine what they're gonna do. So 0.4% rise is what they forecast. Yeah. So we'll see. Like I said, so that will probably move the market even before Wednesday, because that will probably determine what the Fed's gonna do. So I don't think we probably have to wait till Wednesday. But I think like whatever happened on Tuesday, I would wait until Wednesday to act on it because sometimes there's a day delay. But let's just say we play the optimist result and we say, hey, core CPI actually either the same as expected or even lower, and then the market react positively, then I would jump on the bandwagon. Because again, at the end of the day, the only reason why Fed is still unsure is whether inflation is coming down. And so if we start seeing inflation coming down, so this is like what, core CPI 5.5%. No, 5.3 is expected. And 4%, see? So yeah, I remember one analyst, I can't remember who, but he was saying if we see the 3 handle, market is gonna rip. And I believe that. I think if we see 3 handle, then I think tech will continue, tech stocks especially will continue to rally. And that's the thing, I think we have 2 sides of the market going right now. We have the inflationary related stocks like techs that are most impacted, and then we have the industrial cyclicals that kind of been priced much lower and now starting to come back up. As long as there's no big recession coming, then like I said, industrial should do fine. Yeah. So I think that's it. We have retail sales. Yeah. So it is a big week, like Tuesday and Wednesday. But again, we gotta go with the trend right now. The trend is up, right? So even though tech stocks are pulling back a little, so Jim Roppel, he said it's all about how they digest right now. So for example, one good indicator, if you want to protect your gains, is like watch the gap up, right? Wherever it gap up, if it hit below that low, it's most likely it's over, right? So you see, it was able to hold it even this week. But if it fall below that gap up low, it's most likely going to correct more. So let's look at other ones.
That's interesting. That's really good to know, because yeah, there are a few stocks that I own, they are gapping up, and I was like, should I trim?
Yeah, that's a good protection level. Amazon is on a downtrend too. Microsoft, like I said, this one looks slightly better. Microsoft, you see, it's on a downtrend. And like I said, this week's action is really weak, right? Because you have to remember, Nasdaq, we just saw, right? 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 days in a row, it tried to come close to the previous high and it got rejected. But you look at the big cap tech stocks, they didn't even come close, right? You see Monday here, Wednesday here, Friday here. So it didn't even come close to trying to get to the new previous high, right? So it's definitely losing a lot of steam, and there's definitely more sellers than buyers right now. So I would be very cautious, right? And we are so close to 21-day line that if it breaks this, we're gonna come back all the way to 50-day. So we go back to Nvidia again. Let's see how far it's from the 50-day, right? So yeah, so this one is slightly better than Microsoft because it's more near the 10 than the 21. But that's the thing, right? Once they break one, they go to the next one. If they break this one, then it goes to the next one. So we gotta be mindful of that. Let's look at other ones. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla is on a really hot streak right now. I think like what, 8-9 sessions up.
Yeah.
I think it had over 10% gain this week, and it reversed on Friday. Again, it broke the upper channel line here on the daily chart. That's always a good time to take some profit. But again, there's a gap up right here. So again, if it breaks that low, I don't know. I would be a little bit cautious. But I think this week they went up a lot because they report I don't know. I don't know if it's a report or like just rumor that they have lots of sales in China. And do you know?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Mhm. One more big thing is like you saw recent trends where Ford and GM, they both are adopting their charging
Oh yeah, that was the news. Yeah, that was also
station and technology.
yeah. So Apple, yeah, you see, Apple is also losing steam. Although Friday it make a better high than Wednesday. So this one, oh yeah, because Apple has news this week with the virtual headset, right?
Yeah.
It looks pretty good, but I don't know if it will sell because it's priced so expensive, right? Um, yeah, Google. So yeah, look at Google. It's like, man, look at Friday. It didn't even try. It's like that's sad. This is a very sad. This is probably the saddest out of all of them. Like it didn't even try to move up. That's not good. So yeah, did I miss any? Netflix. Netflix. So Netflix is still very strong. It did reverse a little bit, but I don't know. It also gap up. Yeah, I think they said that they are they're cracking down on US now, right, on the password thing, and they say that it might turn out better for them. Meaning people will actually pay instead of canceling. So
Yeah, so actually people have started basically buying subscriptions because of those crackdowns. So number of subscribers are increasing. That's good.
yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, Netflix is looking pretty good. And also is not extended, right? Like out of all, most of them are extended, but this one is like still on the upper channel line. So looks, yeah, so that's pretty much like, if we dive into let me show you. Let's go to my technology. So I'm tracking a lot of technology stocks. SMCI, yeah, it's still looking pretty good. I don't know. It's this stock has kept going. Here's the gap
Yeah.
up. The one thing that I noticed, it keep finding support at 10-day. Here, 10-day. So but it's really hard to get into this because this is so extended. The other one,
Yeah, we were at a very early and nice stage in the SMCI, but I don't know. I sold
mhm.
early.
This one is another one, Corsair Gaming. It's not as strong, but now it's pulling back, so it's starting to look really weak. EXTR. Yeah, this one keep coming up. Oh, there's ANET too. Let's look at ANET. ANET. Yeah, see, this is yeah, this is coming down, right? Like pretty fast actually. Friday it bounced, so again, but it reversed. So now I have a new trend line. What was the other one? EXTR. Yeah, EXTR also another networking stock. Also been doing well. You can see it keep going up. It hasn't come down yet. Yeah, I don't know the story of this one, but it keeps showing up on my screen. MDB. Okay, this one is super extended. I don't know if it has come down yet. Let's see. Okay, so you can see it's starting to come down. It's holding pretty tight. You see how far it is from the 10-day? It's coming down slow. That's a good sign. Splunk is also coming down. It's this one hasn't really performed as well as the others. Dropbox. Let's see. Okay, this guy is moving. It's moving nicely. ESTC. Okay, this one's, it's okay. Box. So this one is coming up the right side slowly. It found support at the 200-day. ANSS. Computer Software Design Group. Yeah, this one is starting to move up. So, looks okay. I'll reset my trend line here. SNPS. Just trying to get a sense. Most of them are doing okay. It hasn't really like, you know, fall hard or anything. They're all like, you see how tight it's falling. That's usually a good sign. So this one is, you know, make a really fast rise in a few days. Now it's pulling back so tight, right? PTC. Okay, so this guy is also pulling back a little bit. This one also act pretty normal. Really good sign. Yeah, that's what we want to see. So I think so far this digestion is looking pretty good. Try to set this trend line here. So now it takes me a few tries. This is kind of stupid. There you go. ADSK. These are all in the computer service, this software design. So looking okay. Look kind of weak. It's also not moving much. Spotify. I haven't looked at Spotify in a long time. Wow, it's a nice uptrend. Trading really tight. So looking a good looking chart. Yeah. Perry. So this is starting to round up. Yeah. So this one is starting to round up. I think I took a position here. It's a nice correction. So one thing that I'm really paying attention to now is like where are they, right? Like on the stages. And so you can see, you know, starting like around September last year, it started to go up, build a nice small base here, continue to run up, and then now we have this big correction, and now it's starting to run up again. So, yeah, so you know, instead of buying extended stock, a better risk management would be buying a stock that's coming to the right side of the base, and you know, like these are good fundamental stocks, right? It's not like they're not good fundamentally. So I don't know why they went into correction. Maybe perhaps just, you know, they're overheated, right? Because this obviously performs so well. Look at this line right here, right? So you know, so now this is first base again, but this is, to me, this, like, you know, even though this is first base, but according to Mark Mini, this is stage 2 now. So like I'm paying strong attention to all stage 2 stocks, and because they have, you know, basically an uptrend, and then they have a base, and then they move up. And so like I said, you can see this is, like I said, this is a very nice cup, right? Let me draw it. Oh, they don't have that thing anymore. Oh, do they? Let me see. Yeah, they don't have. Oh, right here, art. Okay, I want to draw this art. You see how nice it's round, and then now draw this side, and then now you draw this side, and you can see it's a nice round art, right? So it curves at the bottom. So that's a nice round cup base, right? So usually that's a very bullish pattern, but obviously I'm taking more, you know, a higher chance of getting shaken up because I'm buying at a high risk level. But also at the same time, my risk level is not that high because, yeah, it has a high chance of getting shaken up, but I also have a low risk level because my stop is 29.50 right here. So you know, so if it fails, you know, it's not too bad. So we have a share. I haven't looked at this guy in a while. Okay, this guy is definitely It's not liquid, and it's on the downtrend. What was the next one? Shop. Okay, shop. So I think shop. It came out here, pulls back, came out again. You see this trend line here? I think I took a position here. So, and then it came back, right? So it's definitely not, like I said, it's not easy. You know, if you have a tight stop, you're probably gonna shake it out. But yeah, but let's look at the weekly chart. So Shopify, you can see coming from the bottom, base 1, base 2, and now we're in base 3. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th week, right? So it's definitely considered a base now. It hasn't broken out yet. So yeah, so I took a small position, and we'll see. I don't know. It looks okay. Like if you look at daily action, it's volatile, but it was able to, you know, come back up. So we'll see. Shopify, lastly, Monday. I think this might be I think IBD wrote a really good article last week. I think this could be a very strong stock, like based on what they wrote. Like, let me see. Let me find that story again. Yeah. Monday. Yeah. Streamlined, diverse business. Yeah. Their platform is called WorkOS, and it allows clients to customize, integrate, create apps to suit their needs. And they're working with the big guys on work management software. Yeah. So that's kind of like their story. I didn't see anything about AI. I think they're doing something AI related. I can't remember. But this stock is holding much stronger. You can see, like, the trend line is not really, like, I can't even draw a trend line because there's no trend line on the highs here. So it's holding up really tight.
How about weekly?
Yeah, so weekly, you know, we come in from this bottom. We haven't built a base until this one. And so now it broke out. So now this is stage 2, right? Based on what we need. So so it's looking really good, you know. Yeah. So unfortunately, like the best buy point would probably be here, but I don't have it. So now I miss it. So it's extended. Now it's breaking out. This would be another buy point. So you know, it's looking good to buy, I think, at this level. But you know, but again, I think for me, I feel like every tech stock, all these ones that we're talking about, will be determined by the big cap. Like if the big cap starts to fall, I think like Monday, like I say, is acting the best. You can see it's just not willing to go down. I can't even draw a trend line. So yeah, so Monday is really good. Palantir. Well, let's look at Palantir because this stock is crazy. Okay, so we have this big reversal on Wednesday. So now we can draw this trend line, which is pretty steep. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, this is obviously, like, you know, again, this is wherever you have a super strong stock, draw an upper channel line, it broke it, and that's probably the best time to sell. So there you go. That's Palantir. Workday. Let's take a look. This is a big group. This enterprise group is a big group. So there's a trend line right here. Again, most of them are acting normal. They're not like falling apart, right? But like I say, but you know, but I don't like I told you, I don't like how the Nasdaq has been acting. And then, you know, same thing with QQQ. So I feel like this is gonna be a bigger pullback. Like that's just my thought, initial thought. Like even though all these stocks are trying to hold, but it makes sense for them to come back to 50-day. Like this one makes sense because it's not that far away. And then if it bounces on 50-day, then that's what usually institutions will do. They always like to buy on 50-day bounce. Then we should see strong volume. That's what we want to see. We see a bounce on 50-day, strong volume. Like we should see a spike of blue here, and then I mean, if you don't have a position, maybe you can start a new position. That's kind of hard. There's so many to choose from, so that's why I wouldn't be trying to chase any of them, because some of them are gonna correct more than others. We just don't know which one yet. CXM. This one also recently pretty strong, but look at how fast it's falling. So again, I like drawing the trend line because I see how fast they could be going down. So this is a slope right now. So that's look pretty bad, right? Whereas if I go back to let me just draw this trend line here. Save this. And then I go back to work day. This one's okay, but I think which one was it that wasn't too bad? Oh, Monday, yeah. So yeah, Monday, like I say, I can't even, like, you know, if I want to draw a trend line, the best I would draw is something like this. So it's not as bad, right? So this is, yeah, okay. CRM Friday, I was looking at it, I was like, okay, you know, because it holding up throughout the whole day. I was like contemplating whether I should get in, but I'm like I said, right now I feel like the whole tech sector, like most of these stocks will be based on the next movement will be based on how the big caps react, and so because they're all on downtrend, I really don't want to jump in too early because we don't know, like it might correct another 5%. So like I'd rather wait till the 50-day, unless like I say I see a clear down, like it breaks out above the downtrend pretty clear, but right now it's not. So generally, you want to draw, like, for drawing trend line, the best trend line would be on 2 up days, and then draw that trend line, rather than on like up day and a down day. Like you can still draw the trend line, but like I said, obviously if you draw that trend line, I broke it, right? So, but you have 2 up days. The second one usually never make a new high, and then that's a good trend line, because if it goes up, then that means like it follows through. Out of the you know, this is real. This day of buying is real. So there is some volume here. You can see. That's why I was like very close to pulling the trigger, but I like told myself I'd rather wait and see whether the tech stocks can hold up in this pullback, because next week is the Fed week, right? So it will be very volatile, and I don't want to jump in too early. There's DT. I haven't looked at this in a while. Yeah, this one looking pretty good too. It's almost look like Monday. Yeah. So many tech stocks to buy. NTNX. They're all on uptrend, that's for sure. Again, same thing here. Very strong. Path. Okay, this is a good one too. You know, because like, I was looking at this stock and it bounced really fast. I missed this bounce. And then look at now, it's falling really fast. Look, it went from 10-day to 21-day in like 3 days after a new high on Wednesday. Like this is exactly what you don't want to see. And so yeah, you know, but this is also less liquid, I think. That's why it's you move so fast. So that's another thing to consider as well. If you have a less liquid stock, most likely they'll fall much more. So net, let's see how net's doing. Cloudflare, okay, slowly going down, not too bad. Again, you see there's so many of these stocks are coming, like I feel like they're gonna hit a 50-day. I don't know why. I just look at this chart and I'm like, it makes sense that they're gonna bounce off the 50-day. DocuSign, DocuSign, you know, I think I text you, right? This is exactly what you don't want to see on Friday. That's not good. D-Dog. P-Core. Let's look at P-Core. This came out on Friday, IVD meeting. It's okay. It's coming out of the base. And it has a stage 2. Trying to come out of stage 2 right now. So, yeah. It's still definitely more volatile stock. Again, I don't know why it's so volatile this one. But it's coming up the right side of the base. D-Dog. Okay. D-Dog starting to, the name starting to, people talking about it again. Okay, so it's coming up this base. It's still, I don't know. It almost undercut this low here, but it didn't. So 61.34. Yeah, it didn't. So technically, this is now stage 2. Technically, it's not a very good technical chart, but because it never make a new low, it build a base. So yeah, it's slightly going down. Again, holding, not too bad. Not too bad. Like you see, this is holding 10-day. But like I said, I don't know. We're gonna watch this week's action. If it falls to 21, then it can also fall to 50. So those are the 2 lines we want to look at. See which one they bounce off. Like if we go back to the index, let's say QQQ, because that's the strongest ones right before. So here you go. See this 10-day obeys here. And then we want to see if it does fall below 10, we will obey 21. That's the next line. So QQQ is still very far from 50-day. And then, so this is how QQQ is reacting. Now, whatever tech stock you own, is it following this same pattern? If it's not, then probably it's weaker, right? For example, if it broke below 10-day already, that's a weaker stock. You're probably better off, like, I don't know, finding another stock or dumping that one. And then if it does go to 21, we see if this will bounce. And then you look at your stock, same thing. Did it bounce off 21? If it didn't, if it keep dropping below 21, it's probably not a good sign. And then if we have a bigger correction and it goes to 50, then yeah, then like I said, by that time you're probably too late to sell. So that's probably what most people will buy instead of 50.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of the game plan anyway. Like I don't have many tech stocks right now, so I really want to get back in, but I have to be patient and not get whipped out because of this pullback, or even a bigger correction. I don't know. Frog, it always come out on IBD. Yeah, see how strong it is. So this is exactly the opposite, right, of all the other stuff. Monday went come up, Wednesday fall down, but then it come back out, and then Friday make new high. So this is like keep making new highs, right? So this is very strong. I missed this guy. It's too bad because the proper buy point would probably be around here. Doc. Let's look at Doc. Yeah, so again, this one is really strong. Yeah, look, this action is pretty strong. Look at this. It's only 1 day down. Wow, amazing. Yeah. Snow. I think Snowflake has been going down. Let me see. Oh yeah, it has this big gap down. Came back up. Oh yeah, gap down because of earnings. Right now it's selling off a little bit, but not too bad. The volume is not there, so that's good. That's another thing to look at. It's like if you really want to hold your stock, just make sure the volume is not too high. That's the most important thing. Okay, we're gonna jump to financial area, the computer software, like Intel. Let's look at this guy. So it's trying to come out right now of this trend line. I think I took a small position. I could be, I don't know, it might not work. But this is the first time it has built a base. Look at how long this uptrend is. Look at this. So that's the 50-day. Here's the 10 and 21 day. And then here's the 10 and 21 day. So now it has built the first base, almost like a double bottom. And like when you look at the weekly chart, like it has come up a lot. And now, like, I don't know, it might have more digestion. I don't know. But I really like this stock. I think I've been watching it for a long time, and I trade in and out. Probably would have been better if I didn't trade in and out on this one. But yeah, this is stage 1 right now, and you know, it has never built a base on this run. I can't believe it. Like, it went from what? Like, let's just say around 18 to 40. Yeah, that's more than double. And now it's building this base. It's not a very nice round base. It is a double, almost a double bottom base, because I don't think it undercut on the second low here. Very close. So we might see more digestion, like going sideways, like right now. You see, it's going sideways, and really just not, you know, going hard down. Like, it's not going down. It's just stuck in this small little range here, and then this is the handle, and then hopefully it'll break out like this. So that's the plan there. But this guy is just, I don't know, it's been a star. It's a small cap, but and this group is very strong. I'm very surprised. Computer Software Financial. FICO is another one that often comes up. Yeah, this guy is, you know, has just one big day down. I don't know if there was any news. But now it has on a slightly more downtrend. But again, this one is very strong too. So Pega works. GWI into it. Yeah, into it. So this one is very volatile. You can see, and yeah, like this trend line is too high, and here's probably the proper trend line down here. Yeah, this one is very volatile. But into it, the one thing I remember into it a long time ago is this run. See? So when it runs, this guy. So, and look at how tight it was trading, right? Like that's crazy tight. So I don't know if that's gonna happen. We'll see. But it's been a long base. Look at how long this base is. That's crazy long. CXT. This one I don't follow that much. Let's see. Crane. Okay, it's doing really well. Look at this. Doing really well. Wow. It's like straight up. Yeah, this is like a minor pullback. It's not even a base. So it's been going pretty nice. Right? Yeah. So this is I think this is newer name. Crane. It's kind of like in that similar. So these two are pretty young guns. Well, let's look at AI stock. I haven't checked that stock in a long time. Okay, wow, look at it. It's coming again. It's like it's holding on after this pullback, bouncing. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm surprised. Wow, it's holding much.
Is it just the hype, or they do have really some products which are, because I've never heard any of that products.
So yeah, so this drop right here was the earnings, right? And they guided, I think, the future sales lower. I don't know, like, so that's why it dropped. But the fact that it bounced back really impressed me. Like, you see that day, so this day it gapped down, but look at where it closed, right? It's not even at the bottom. So again, same thing. I don't know too much about this company, but the reason why this stock has, well, other beside the name, I'm sure there's people who buy this just because of the name, but other than that, the CEO, I can't remember his name, something Saibo or yeah, something like that. he was very famous in the 90s, right? And I can't remember which company. He was very successful with one company, and he make it big. Like he make a young company to become a giant company. So that's why now this is his company. So that's why a lot of people buy this stock because of him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't buy stocks because of whoever the CEO is. So that doesn't matter to me. But it's not like, I don't know. It could be a hype for sure. The question is, yeah, I think this is a pure hype for sure. But like I said, hype still can go far, right? Because like it's just like the late 90s, right? So a lot of people compare like the 99 to now, okay? Just so you know. Did you hear that? Because in 1999, a lot of stocks went up regardless, right? Like whether they actually make any revenue off their internet website. And they went up a lot, right? So if you're trying to, like I say, that's why I don't think, because this is a bull market now, I don't think we should think like that. We should think like, okay, like Jim Ropel keeps saying, right? Like everyone needs to turn their head now, okay? This is a long bear, depending where you count the bear from. But at the minimum, it's been like 1 year and 3 months at least. If you count from like even like earlier in like February of 2021, like some stocks already went down, then that's even longer. But either way, he said, things are starting to spike up. The trend is your friend, right? Like they always say. And he said like innovation. Never underestimate innovation. And so even though like everyone say AI is the hype, but does anyone really know how far AI will be, like how big AI will become? No, nobody knows. And the best example is Nvidia, right? Like, at the beginning of the year, if you go look at their numbers, right? At the beginning of the year, they were projecting, I think, 7 billion in revenue. So let me see. Yeah, and let me see. This is 7 billion. April. Yeah, so January it was 6 billion. Now it's 7 billion. And they're projecting much more, right? So for the whole year they were projecting like 7 billion. But now I think they say their guidance is like could be as high as like 10 or 11 billion or something like that. So it's very different. And also they don't show the PE chart here, but they also, because of the earnings went up a lot, better than expected, like they guide much higher. So their PE also starting to come down, right?
Yeah, that was cool. I saw that.
So like I said, like no one, that's the thing, right? Like of course we don't know who's the, Nvidia is probably pretty obvious that that's going to be the big winner. Microsoft is winner one. But out of all these stocks, like I don't know, like, so the one thing you can look at, like you said, and Jim Ropel said this, right? No one knows which company is going to be the number one or number two or number three. But the best way to deal with that is like, okay, AI is true if you believe it. And if you believe it's true, then go with the stocks that are in AI, and that the stock price corroborate with the fundamentals, right? So both fundamental and technical should be aligned. So when we, and the same thing with Palantir, right? The CEO claim, because they have a U.S. defense contract using AI with them to counter terrorism, that is their biggest achievement today, right? Using AI. So for the U.S. department to use their technology for that is pretty big. And so, and so that's the fundamental story. Now we look at the stock price. Look at it. It corroborates with the fundamentals, meaning people are actually, look at this volume. Look at this. Like 5 weeks of like intense volume. Look at that. I don't even see in any stock you can, like, I don't even think Nvidia has that kind of power. Look at, let's go back to Nvidia. Look, 2 weeks, okay. 2 weeks, I mean, this one you can count it to 3 weeks. Go back to Palantir. 5 weeks now. Look at those volume. It's just crazy, man. You know? So, I don't buy anything just because the CEO say, hey, we have the best AI technology in the world. Okay? But the fundamentals is that story. I don't know if it's true, but here's the price of the stock. It's corroborating with the fundamentals. It's the opposite when you see a stock like, oh, they keep saying we're gonna have the best AI technology, but the price never go anywhere, or it doesn't move much. You know what I'm saying? Then then it doesn't matter. It has to be both, right? Fundamental and technical. So this is why like I pay a lot of attention to Palantir. Like it's funny because I was holding this stock for only like very short, like 2 times less than a week, and I sold both times. I don't remember where I bought it now, but both times I make a little bit of money. But I wish I hold both positions the whole time. So instead of trading in and out, right? But that's the thing, right? Like, so now, because this is why I say we need to start focusing on stage 2 uptrends, because you can trade in and out. And so Jim Roppel was talking about this too, right? He said everybody right now, because we are turning from a bear to a bull, everybody is going to take their first 20% gain. They're going to take it because it's been such a long time that you make money.
Exactly.
Right? It's been a long time. Like every time it goes up 10 to 20%, it falls back down. Like for the last how many months? So everyone's going to take that gain, and then they're going to miss out on this giant run. Right? And so he's saying, hey, of course you don't want to go all in. You have to still find the proper right buy point. Make sure you risk manage your position, all that stuff. But if you have a good position and you are making money, he said, try to let it run, right? And that's what he's doing. He's for the first time, he now is 50% in the market. 50%. For the last year, I think he has never gone more than 20 or 25%, something like that. And then recently he went up to 30, 35, and now he's in 50% in the market. So, but he said, could this turn into a big correction? He said, yeah, you never know, right? Then you have to learn to get out. Like you still have to risk manage, right? Can't just let it, just hope. You can't just hope, right? So, but at the same time, if this is a super bullish market, and that's why he keeps saying, watch how these guys are digesting. For me, I like looking at the downtrend line. If they're in a really, this is a pretty big slope right here from the high to the high. So, I would give it more time because I think it needs time right now to digest, and that's probably the biggest thing. And if they all build even a flat base, a 10-20% correction, then that's better. Like then you have more confidence. Hey, it's not a big correction. It's not like 30-40%. It's just 10 to 20%. Okay, great. It gives you even more confidence to buy them. IAS. This stock is still running. This is another hidden gem, I feel. Not many people talk about this stock. Yeah, looks really good. Again, see, this is what I'm talking about, right? Like, look how tight it's trading. Look at the slope of this line, the highs. It's barely even dropping, right? So people are still willing to buy at those higher prices. So this is what I'm talking about. Like if it now, of course, this is so extended. Like I can't even buy here, right? Like there's no base. Look at this. Like this is the only base right here. This one. At the beginning. And you miss this breakout, you pretty much miss the whole run. So, I mean, you of course you could take more risk and buy at any point. But that's a good stock. Hubs. Let's look at Hubs. Yeah, this one is looking good too. Go here. Yeah, it's not bad. Slow again. It's not going down hard. So there's lots of stocks not going down hard. But I would wait till the Fed decision to see what happens. Because like I said, I feel like the stocks have run up so much, especially for this kind of stock, that I feel like the market already anticipate that they're not going to raise rates. And because let's just say the market was right, they don't raise rates. But remember what the market price is, right? They're going to raise rates next month. So of course that can still change. Again, CPI data on Tuesday will be very crucial. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. All right. So DV. Okay. See, textiles is a big list. Like I really want to get to industrials, but I just haven't looked at tech stocks in a while because they're so extended. Well, at least in the last week I haven't looked at it much. So this one is looking pretty good too. It's just not wanting to go down. That's what you want to see. Stocks that doesn't want to go down. So NTES was something I bought not too long ago. It's a China gaming stock, and so it came out of this base and is acting pretty good. And this is, you know, I'd rather buy stocks coming out of base right now than the ones that are extended, just because those ones are so extended. And this is you know, stage one. It built a base on base pattern. Hasn't really come out like in, you know, consider this same base because they're so close. Like, it hasn't really come out yet. Again, I'm taking a little bit of risk early before they come out. It could fail. Security stocks. This group, like, I like them, but they're so volatile. Look at this. So it felt, so yeah, this octa, right? Like it was building a base, and then another base here. It broke out, and then I think it was the earnings. Yeah, the earnings came and knocked this down, and it hasn't done much since. So yeah, it hasn't done much since. So that's not good. Yeah. But I like the security group, so I took a position on that day when it got knocked down. But like I say, it hasn't done much since, so I don't like that. But I have risk management at this level right here. But this is the strongest stock in the group, right? Well, after the earnings, probably not so much, but I still like the security group. Like for example, FTNT is good. Let's look at Palo Alto. Yeah, so this guy also reversed a little bit, but it's out of the. Look at that base. I'll come back to it in a second. So let me. So it's going down. So it's following following the major trend. So so I guess, you know, again, I think a lot of these stocks that broke out recently is worth watching, but we just have to, like, I don't know, we just have to make sure, like, this is above 10 days, so it's acting exactly like QQQ. So this is a good stock. So here, this is the smaller base right here, but this is the big base. So it broke out. So this is definitely, like, you know, this is stage 2 now. So I like this stock. Probably the best buy point was around here. I don't have it. But I like this group. I really like this group. Checkpoint, Crowd, yeah. RAM, let's look at RAM. This is Computer Tech Service. Most people don't follow RAM, but it came out on my screen. It's starting to move up. Here's the base. Now it's riding the 50-day line. It's very volatile because it's a small cap stock. I don't know what happened here. It went down really hard, but found support at 50-day, so that's good. Yeah. Okay. ACLS, SMML, chip stocks, Nvidia, Rambus, Mobile Eye, Oprah. Okay. This stock is insane. This is like SMCI, right? Look at this. They like I still don't know too much about it. I think I read something about them, like they're trying to change how apps are being built for mobile phones and PCs, but I don't really understand that. Again, I didn't do enough research on this. But this stock is screaming. Like I've never seen a stock like this. Is even crazier than SMCI. Like, look at all these volumes down here. Like, it's like either they have like, I think I went if I go to their website, let's. Oh, is that the browser website? Maybe that is the browser website. Opera. Because there's a there's a website, there's a browser called Opera, right?
Yeah, it is same. It is browser.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. I can't remember where I read it. They claim they have something very innovative. So I don't know. If it's just a browser, I don't see how that could be innovative. I don't know. I don't know if it has something to do with Web3, so that's crypto stuff.
Can you go Opera backslash GX? Maybe the hype is about that.
Gamers? Oh, okay.
So this is 80% faster, 80% less RAM consuming than other browsers.
Oh.
Gamings and streaming and things like that.
Yeah. Maybe that's their specialty. Yeah. No, this is the first time I heard of it. So that's pretty. Yeah. But anyhow, the stock is just screaming. Like, I think I was like trying to trade in one time, and then I didn't get the price I want, and then I missed it. I don't remember where exactly. But this stock is insane. Anyhow, that's so. TME is what's it called? Tencent from China. Tencent Music. It's starting to come out of this base here. Like still pretty low in the base, so but yeah, but this base is getting long. It found support at 200 a day right there. So Zillow Group, AMX, yeah. Retails. Oh, before I jump to other sectors, I'm going to go through other sectors pretty quick. Do you have any stocks and other stocks?
Yeah, I would like you to look at SoFi.
Oh, SoFi. I haven't looked at SoFi in a long time. Wow, broke out. Yeah, SoFi, it looks good. So, yeah, this one looks like it went up here, and this is the first base. That's really good. So this is the first base, and volume's there this last 2 weeks. Yeah, it looks really good. Broke out, stage 2. Yeah, going up strong. Reverse on Friday. Now we're back to this buyout point. Where's the 10-day? Let me refresh the screen. It's hard to tell. So many lines. Okay, 10 days right here. It's a pretty steep slope. So we'll see if it rides the 10-day. Yeah, it could ride the 10-day. So look at this volume. Wow, it's a giant volume. Yeah, SoFi is consumer loans.
Good thing. The news for them was this debt ceiling, and if student loans are allowed again and paid,
right,
then they'll be the biggest beneficiary.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So this is obviously a turnaround story because it's not mindless. It's probably have negative earnings right now. But but if they're gonna turn around, so negative, right? So, but if they're gonna turn around, then obviously the fundamental will change because of that story. So yeah, no, it's looking good. Like technically, it's like really strong. There's look at this. There's buyers here. Yeah, looks good. Everything looks good. Yeah. Anything else you want to look at?
No, I think that is it.
Okay. I'm gonna quickly browse through any big names here. DAC, Raise, Lee. So I missed Lee. Lee is the Lee Auto from China, which is a direct competitor of Tesla. This stock is man, I tell you, like every time this stock runs, this is the last run I remember. 6 weeks up, like crazy, like easily over 100%. This is another one right here. This is another one right here. So when it runs, it go bazooka. And like I was wanting to take a position here. That was my last chance, and I just didn't pull the trigger right there. It was pulling tight like this. I would have bought like probably this would be the best point, but that was the earnings. It jumped a lot. I didn't want to take that risk, and then I saw it pull back right here, and I got shaken out. That's what happened. I got shaken out, and then here's another pullback, and this was the last time. I was like, oh, should I buy it? Should I buy it? And then I was like, I don't know. I didn't like this action right here, reverse, and so I didn't. And then now it's taking off. So, yeah, unfortunately. So anyhow, but yeah, Lee is doing really well in China too. Mod. Okay, Mod. This is in the auto truck equipment group, and yeah, this stock has taken off since the earnings. It's also I missed this one. Yeah. So this is what this is the difference, right? Stocks report earnings in this recent quarter, and the ones that did well, what happened is they continue to go up, and that's a good sign of a bullish market. Versus like stocks go up, like report good earnings, go up, and then come back down, right? So we're seeing a lot of this action in this most recent quarter earnings, and yeah, like when I saw this, I should have bought it. I don't know why I didn't, and yeah, so I regret. Anyhow, it was on my list. EDU, another Chinese education stock. ELF. Let's look at ELF. I haven't looked at ELF in a long time. It was really strong. Yeah, broke this uptrend, went back down, report earnings, gap up. Now it's going sideways. So this is acting really strong. Wow. Like it just doesn't want to come down. And this, like I said, this stock doesn't build base that much. So one here, that's it. Oh, and this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, probably close enough to be counted as a base. So this was the last time. So like, there's only 2 base and it's gone up a lot. Coty is another one. Coty is another same cosmetic stock, smaller. I think this is 5 billion. Oh, this is actually bigger, 10 billion. So went up, built a small, like it didn't kind of look like a base, and then it fell apart. Now it's building this real base, more rounded. Now it's coming back on the right side. So I took a small position on this one. Yeah, I like this day right here. You just break above 50 day. Now it's going sideways really tight. Exactly what you want to see. Hopefully it will continue. LW, Lamb Weston, they make potatoes. Okay, so I don't know why, but a lot of the travel stocks is starting to move again. So Hyatt starting to move, kind of went above the trend line, falling back really slightly. So this is good. THT, yeah, it's coming back again, falling really slightly. We'll see if it crosses this 50-day. Marriott. Okay, it's coming back again. So they're all crossing their trend line in the last week, and they're just digesting again. It's not going down, so that's good. And then there's the casino stocks. Let's look at MGM. It's coming back slowly. So all these have corrected, right? So retails, industrials, financials, energy, those 4, even health, right? All 5, right, have been correcting, and now they're starting to come above the trend line again. So that's a good sign. Like LTH is probably one of the strongest retail stock. This is like XPOF. XPOF is another one. So we can look at it. So here's this. It's more volatile for sure, but you can see one base here, second base. It's trying to come out of this base right now. So if it comes out, it'll probably be pretty strong because this will be stage 2. Xpop is another one. That one has been correcting. So yeah, you know, all these have strong fundamentals. So they're going like pretty fast, and so we'll see if this one will come up the right side. So you can see like two like in the weekly chart. Weekly charts are probably more dependable for like bottoms because, you know, there's the bottom here and then there's another bottom here. So that's twice now being tested. Oh, yeah. The one stock I missed was RCL, like the cruise line. So just letting you know, like even me and my friends are planning on a cruise for like maybe more than a year from now. But it just seems to be like the norm now. Everyone wants to go on cruise. So look at this line, like look at this stock. It's just so strong. Base. Yeah, I missed this guy. Anyhow, missed that one. Uber, NCLH, Booking, Tcom. Like these are really strong. Okay, let's look at Onon starting to bounce back on Friday. So I did take a position because I really like this stock fundamentally. Like, you know, everyone been talking about it for the longest time, and they actually have the numbers to show. So this is like, you know, a good opportunity to so there's the first base, bounce out on earnings. Then this is the second base now. So, you know, this is by no means like these fundamentals are probably one of the strongest in the market. It's like triple-digit growth. Anytime you see like, this is 5 quarters now, right? Anytime I see companies, and I'm talking about like actually like good numbers, not just like 1 cent or 2 cents, but actually like good numbers compared to, like, you see 2 cents here, but now it's 5 cents, 15 cents, 7 cents, except this one, 16 cents. So now we're going from 2 cents to 16 cents, like 8 times the earnings, right? So anytime you see stocks that have like 4 or 5 quarters of 100% growth, and if you believe they can continue, those stocks are gonna be the giant in one day. Like those are the stocks that could be tenfold, man. So I would watch for this one. Yeah, I really like this stock. This is the perfect opportunity right now for this pullback to add some. Lulu, I think Lulu might be falling a little bit. I can't remember. Okay, it's trying to hold. So on the weekly chart, this is a very good stock, right? Like I don't know why it fall. I can't remember. There was some news or something. Yeah, earnings came out. Market didn't like it. But this is a very consistent like growth. It hasn't done too much though, like if you look back in the last year. But we'll see. Yeah. Miniso. Yeah, this is another stock I like. It has done well in this uptrend right here. It's finally building a base. And it finally look at how many times this stock like killed me so many times when I was trying to. So that's why sometimes you just have to look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 times, right? 5 times. And this one finally works. And now it's like, you know, getting close to the new high. So we'll see. Whips. Yeah, airlines is probably the last group. They're really strong too. Like, let's look at CPA. CPA is really strong. Yeah, there you go. So I missed this breakout, unfortunately, because this is probably like, look at this. This is nuts. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 quarters now. And like, you know, yeah. So this is getting insane. Like this, and then you can see all the volume starting to pile into. So yeah, this is probably the best airline stock because I didn't get that. I look at UAL. I think I took a position in that right here. DAL, same thing. Took a small position in that. So they're all moving up right now. If you look at if you don't buy stocks, you can buy, what was the Jets? Yeah, Jets was the. So it's starting to move up. Here you go. So this is a nice trend line, broke up. Now it's going up. So let's see if this will take off. Industrial, yeah, industrial. I like industrial a lot right now. TransDigm, HSL, HEI, Fix. I'm gonna look at Aon, EXP, BMC, MLM, TGLS. Let's look at TGLS. So this is also a very strong fundamental stock. See, triple digit, 3 quarters in a row. Another one here, another one here. So we went from 40 cents, now it's $1.08. Like, this is true fundamentals. Also, so here it's finally built a base, and this is what I'm talking about, right? Like, I don't know if the tech's gonna do what the industrial just did, because all the industrial, all the cyclicals, they all corrected, and even this guy, and you know, it's not a big correction, but still, it's a correction, and now it's starting to climb back, right? So that's what I'm worried for the techs. I don't know if that's gonna happen. That's why I'm like, my most weighted right now is industrials. So in my portfolio, so because they're all building base and they're all rising on the right side, and so this is a trend line. It broke it. Yeah. Prep. Okay, this is another good one. Building heavy construction. This was pretty sure this was showcased on IBD. Let me just go search for it. Here you go. Dallas-based company, special contractor, engineering, maintenance, infrastructure, utility, energy companies in the U.S. and Canada. It will gain from solar energy installation, renewable fuels. Looks like they do everything. So anyhow, Prem just broke out recently. Nice cup and handle base. Moving up really fast. Look at, like, this 1 week it moved up 7%. Yeah. So, and look, you know, earnings are starting to rise here. So, looking pretty good. GVA is another one in the same group. Building maintenance, raw, EME. Someone was telling me about, one of my friends telling me about fertilizer stocks. Oh, this one is not fertilizer. This one is lithium. Okay, lithium is moving too. ALB, that's another lithium stock. Oh, Trade Desk keeps showing up on my screen. Let's see. Okay, so it came out this base right here. Now it's in stage 2, looking pretty good. URI, TRI, C-test. Johnson Controls. This guy is insane. IDCC. I miss this guy. Oh man. Every time I look at this chart, I'm like, oh, how did I miss this? So this is a nice base. So this is a strong run here. Build a base right here. Nice trend line. Broke out on earnings. And then now look at it. It's just going up really fast. Rock. ENS, another one that was short on my screen. I can take a quick look. Yeah, look at this. It's like, it's almost straight up. Yeah. LACO, GW. A lot of industrial stock, man. There's so many. T-Tech. Yeah. WNC. P-Card. Yeah, P-Card is pretty good too. Has strong fundamentals. It hasn't moved much, like it's been building a long base, and finally, look at this. It's gonna break out. It's kind of breaking out. Like, look at this earnings. Almost all triple digit. Yeah, so now, yeah, so look at Friday. It's not bad. It's not a bad close. It's not like red or anything. It still stayed positive. Nice clean breakout. Okay, there's no volume. That's the only problem so far. Sometimes the volume comes in later, but right now is no volume. So that's industrial. Health is doing pretty good. This, like I said, all these other sectors seems to be doing well this week. So if we look at IBB, biotech, okay, this one doesn't look too good. Biotech. Let's look at XBI. Well, this one looks a lot better. So the bigger cap health are doing better than the smaller biotechs. So yeah, so this is not bad. Look at weekly chart. This is a long base. This is a trend line right here. If it breaks this trend line, we should see a good health pickup. And that's what some analysts are saying right now. Health seems to be the last one now. Last major sector to move up. If they move up, we will see a sustained bull market. Yeah, like, yeah, this is, yeah, the market is looking pretty strong. Like I said, we're seeing many stocks starting to move up. Yeah, commodities, solar. I don't know about solar. They're so volatile. Let's take a look. But solar, okay, still on a downtrend. Yeah, see my trend line there. I usually like looking at array and see what's that. This one is still holding up pretty tight. Look at how many red days. Look, like out of like 15 days here, 3 days are blue. Like, but yet it hasn't dropped much. This guy is gonna be a rocket once this solar thing takes off. Like, this is the tightest handle and on the weekly chart, like so tight. Look at these triple digits. Look at this. Yeah, there you go. I think this is gonna be a star one day. It hasn't happened, but it will be. So that's array. The machinery stuff is really strong. Again, it's kind of, you know, some of them are catered to oil and gas or other other areas like building and stuff. But like tax, for example, tax. Yeah, see, it's starting to build the right side of the base. So this ran up, base, ran up, now build a big base. Now it's gonna start moving again. Caterpillar also moving up on the base. Here we go. See, they're all breaking the downtrend, right? So this is like, especially when you see the whole sector doing that, it's usually a very good sign. CHX, TDW, there's lots of oil, gas, fuel services. AESI is this group is lots of young companies. AESI is pretty new. So this is the first time I took a position in this stock. I've been watching this since IPO, and went IPO and went up a little bit, and then it fell back down almost to the same level as the previous low. And look at this earnings. Like, this is insane. Like 5 quarters. Again, whenever I see 4-5 quarters of triple digit, you gotta pay attention to those stocks. Because if this is a true bull market, this guy's gonna run 10 times around. Broke out this trend line. Yeah, it looks okay. Like, probably gonna find support. Hopefully, it'll find support 50-day. Volume has drive up a lot, so we'll see. It's not a bad thing because it's moving up. But if volume comes in and then it moves up even more, then that's exactly what you want to see. So it's still in the base right now. But I like this stock. I've been watching this stock for a long time now. NOA is another. This is North American Construction Company. It's a smaller cap. Broke out this trend line. Yeah, this stock doesn't, small basis, I like it. Small cap. Like, I really like small caps right now, like Russell, right? So if Russell continue to do well, I think a lot of small caps gonna go up a lot. VIST. This is another really strong. Look at this. Like it went from 5-6 cents to 37 cents to $1. Now it's $1.31. Like it just look at this stock. This is like a super stock. Like,
yeah, wow.
Like there's no bear market for this stock, man. You know, like it's crazy. And it's still a young guy. Look, it's still 2 billion only. Like incredible. So that's why, you know, this is a good example, right? Of companies that are growing at triple digit and they just continue to double. That's what they're doing. They just double and double and double. Weatherford, HPK, HW, yeah. So commodities not too much right now, especially, you know, there's some, like say the younger guys are starting to rise. The bigger guys, like for example, I used to look at SLB. You see, now this is a bear correction, right? Now, I took a position on Friday. I don't know which day, but this week. So you can see it's starting to come out on the right side now. Actually, it hasn't quite. Like I think I took a more aggressive trend line down here somewhere. But the longer trend line hasn't broke out yet. But yeah, this is probably the trend line I took a position in. But now, you know, we still have to go above this 200-day. But yeah, oil and gas in general hasn't, how do you say, it's still kind of recovering. And I don't know if oil will do well. If we don't have recession, yeah, they're gonna do well. They're gonna come back up. But we'll see. No one knows, right? Okay, let's go look at that. I forgot about that. Let's go look at the Fed Atlanta forecast, because that indicator has been pretty accurate. So let's go look at it right now. 2.2%. No recession this quarter, right? So yeah, I don't know. I think the market will I don't know. This trend just continues. Strong job economy. You know, strong GDP. Like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there's no recession, man. So maybe the Fed has perfected a soft landing, and then if they stop raising rates, oh man, market's gonna rip. So and now you see all these sectors are lining up, right? Like all these guys are ready to break out to the upside. They've been suppressed for so long, you know. So I'm pretty bullish right now. I think, you know, unless something drastically changed, like, you know, if there's any something macro that has changed, but I don't know. We'll see. Banks, yeah, banks. Okay, so this is the one that, you know, if we look at KRE, I don't know. I draw a trend line and somehow I miss it. Yeah, because I remember drawing this trend line right here, right there, and I somehow miss. I guess I can still buy it. Like just buy the index, because this is, you know, if this thing starts to rise, it has a far way to rise, you know. And it could rise very fast too. Like if there's no recession and no more any crisis, and then Fed comes out and say, hey, we're gonna stop raising rates, this regional bank, they're gonna rise like crazy, because it's like the opposite, right? Like it's gonna happen. Like it fell down hard because of the interest rate rise, and now if it stop, this guy is gonna come back up so fast. So with that being said, yeah, like JP Morgan is probably the biggest, like one of the biggest banks that everyone watches, and you can see it's starting, right? Like, okay, I took a position a week ago, right here, and you can see how, like, so we went from this base, so we went up, built this base, come back down, cut that base, goes up. Look at this. Now it's building a really tight, like you can call it handle, but it's another base because it took more than 5 weeks. So this is exactly what you want to see. So hopefully if it rips out, and who knows, like I said, this Wednesday could be the day. If Fed, you know, don't raise rates, banks could really take off. So So I'll be watching, man. I think financial has they're probably the most undervalued right now. So when they're very undervalued, they can move up really fast. Look at how tight that is on the daily chart. Holy smoke. So I like that. Like I said, a lot of banks starting to write. TPK is another one. This one is consistent earnings. You see, so this is one thing I realized. All these cyclicals, they all undercut the previous base. You see that? Like this one, undercut this one. So, like whenever you have those, that's where like doesn't happen a lot, but because I think the market was just anticipating so much bad news, and it undercut that previous base. A lot of people got shaken out, and so this run, if it does break out, it's going to be huge. You know, yeah. Okay. You know, this is still the story, man. This home builder stocks, they're still the biggest story that no one talks about. Like if there's a recession, and Jim Ropel say this every time he's meet, if there's a recession, why are these stocks continue to go up? Like who's buying this home? If there's no one buying these homes, then why are they going up? Obviously, you know they are. Look at all these accumulation weeks. Look, like there's no sign of recession. These stocks are saying there's no sign of recession. DHI, same thing. Look at this, DHI, right? Look at this base, so nice and tight. Look at it. It's just the run just continues. Yeah. So, yeah, like I'm sure even like some of the like SoFi, SQ. Let's look at SQ. I haven't looked at this in a long time. Okay, this one, you see this one undercut, same thing. Now it's starting on the right side. Less, you know, obviously SoFi looks a lot better because that's close to the high, but this is near the bottom. Yeah, let's look at IBKR. Like I haven't looked at that in a long time. Okay, yeah, I think I took a position this week. It hasn't really broken like the trend line. Very close. Yeah. Because the other thing I have to consider also is like how far is it from this low. But it's probably better to wait. It did break out a little bit, like, but then it fall back, so that's probably why. Yeah. Like this is insurance group. They're really hot. If I look at GSHD, yeah, like it's like, yeah, look at this, rise, base, rise, base. It's like it doesn't look like a lot, but it's a lot. Look at this from the weekly chart. You see, 30 to 60 in like freaking less than 6 months. And the base are, you know, it doesn't pause for long. There's something happening in the insurance industry. I don't know why. That's really unusual. Kenso is another one. Yeah, I don't really understand this group, but they're really strong right now, and there's volume to prove that. So, I don't know why insurance is growing so much, but they're doing well. This one is more volatile. You can see base after base after base versus the other one. Yeah, so I think like yeah, this is like the reason why I categorize it by group this time now is because there's just too many stocks to look at, and it's just easier to look at it by group rather than just look at the top 100 list. But really, it's the same thing, and a lot of them, obviously, like I said, the ones that I'm looking at mostly are the ones that are kind of rising on the base side or something like that rather than extended. There's lots of extended stocks, and I just can't chase those. If there's a correction, usually the whole market would take a beat. But like I say, I'm really, let's come back to the index. Let's look at IWM. So this is a nice base, nice round base. It tested the bottom twice. You can see here. Now it's coming back on the right side. And you know, if Russell takes off, there's no doubt this bull market is here to stay. because small caps usually represent the economy, you know, in many ways, and so so that's something I'm hoping for. Dow already make its move, so you know it's you know, there's a long-term trend line here. Like I said, if it breaks out here, like it's gonna be bullish, man, industrials. And that's what I'm waiting for. And but like I said, a lot of them already moved before this even breakout. So and then S&P, let's go SPY. This one is challenging this high. I think it make a new high on Friday. That's why I think IBD said. So you can see a little bit, right? So it made a new high. Yeah, it's a really good sign. So now S&P did it. Next will be Dow, you know, and then like I say, come back to IWM. So Dow will make it, you know, will challenge the high, and then see IWM is still far from this high. So IWM, like the small cap, have to, you know, if they can move fast because they're smaller caps, and they can catch up really fast, and there's lots of gains here that you can have. So yeah, that's kind of like the story, man. So it's looking really good. Market is looking really good. I think probably the biggest sign in the last week or two, or especially last weekend, which we didn't do a video on, but was RSP, which is the equal weighted, and it's harder to see. Let me go to daily chart. There you go. It's moving, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the last Friday. That Friday was the day, right? Equal weighted, meaning now the rally is broad based, right? You go to tech, like Nasdaq equal weight. This one, like I said, this one already broke out, but you know, so it's already a new high. So yeah, tech is already, but the S&P was really the trigger. Like I think now, yeah, I think now the market might have a sustainable rally, as long as the Fed doesn't do anything stupid.
Yeah.
The only other thing that is cautious is so here's the thing. So Tuesday is CPI, Wednesday is Fed announcement, and Tom Lee tweeted what do you call? Lots of bonds will be sold because of this debt ceiling. So that could trigger a liquidity issue, probably short term. And so we might see a sell-off, is what I'm trying to say. So that's why I think, like, because tech stocks are the most volatile, right? Like other sectors, I'm not as worried, like industrial and stuff. But if that happens, I think like we might see a bigger, like, that's why I think tech might fall a little bit more. So if I go to his tweet, yeah, let me see if I can find him here. Where is it? Maybe he retweeted. Okay, yeah, I think I lost it. He might have retweeted instead of tweeted it himself. It was basically showing like, I think like I counted, there's over like almost 200 billion or more being auctioned. That's a lot in one day. So that's supposed to be scheduled for Thursday. 15. So Thursday, watch out. That's all I'm saying.
What's happening? Sorry, say again.
There's a, you know how they raised the debt ceiling, right? So now they have to auction off those bonds. So to raise cash. So it's over 200 billion. It's very big. I think it might be even closer to 300 in one day. They're trying to auction that much. So it could have a trigger the market to sell off because of that. Just liquidity issues, right? It's a lot of money. So yeah, so that's just something that Tom Lee pointed out, that there might be a pullback here, comes around that time, if it hasn't happened yet. Like I said, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday. So it's gonna be crazy, man. This week I feel a little bit more volatile for sure. So yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it, man. Yeah,